Charlie Cresswell and Ollie Casey. In midfield, it's Crescencio Somerville, Matthias Burgess, Jack Jenkins, Sam Greenwood, Joe Gelhardt, and up front, it's Stuart McKinstry.
Welcome to LUTV. Today's Premier League 2 fixture, Leeds United under-23s v Middlesbrough under-23s. Kick-off from 1 PM live from Thorpe Arch. Welcome to today's Premier League 2 fixture. It's live from Thorpe Arch. Kick-off.
Come on, start the game well. Let them get settled. Start well.
Well, a warm welcome along to LUTV's coverage of this Premier League 2 clash between Leeds United and Middlesbrough. A game at Thorpe Arch today. Hoping for big things. Leeds hoping to get back-to-back wins this season after a fantastic performance against Sunderland only on Monday. Should be a good game this. Middlesbrough unbeaten in their first 2 matches. They sit 5th. Leeds playing 1 game more in 7. So we'll start with the teams. And of course nowhere else to start but Leeds United. And in goal is Elia Capriel. It is a defence of Robbie Gotts, Charlie Cresswell, Ollie Casey, and Jack Harrison gets some minutes as well. There's also Jack Jenkins. Crescencio Somerville makes his debut. Matthias Burgess, Joe Gelhardt, and Stuart McKinstry Leading the line is last Monday's hat-trick scorer Sam Greenwood. The bench for Leeds is Danny van der Heuvel, Charlie Allen, Jeremiah Mullen, Max McMillan and Max Dean. And as for Borough, the team for today's visitors is Sol Bryn, Daniel Dodds, William Kokolo, Hayden Hackney, Kane Sykes, Jack Robinson, Isaiah Jones, Ben Liddell, Stephen Walker, Zion Cornet and Roman Burrell. And the substitutes for Graham Leeds men, Tyler Williams, Cole Kiernan, Alberto Balde, Joe Gibson and Brad Jones. Lovely conditions, pitch as good condition as possible, apart from just the dugouts due to a little bit of recent rain. Myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker back again for what's hopefully, Ben, is we're anticipating to be a very good game this.
Yes, good afternoon, Tom. Good afternoon, everybody else. And you're right, I spoke to Matt Jackson in the week and he was saying how really excited he's about this game. He said it's going to be a tough prospect. As you mentioned, Middlesbrough's got off to a good start, but we got a great win on Monday, that 3-1 victory at Sunderland. It was very comfortable, played some excellent stuff. Yes, Greenwood gets all the headlines with his hat-trick, but it was a real good team performance and the full complete performance that we've been missing so far this season. But with any young team, any young players, it's about that consistency. So can we kick on yet again and get another good performance?
Yeah, Greenwood gets proceedings underway, and Jenkins, who steps off the bench on Monday, is the man that plays the pass back to Ollie Casey. So Casey slotted in back at centre half. He started the game against Sunderland with the number 4 on his back in the holding midfielder role. And a slight change in defence, of course. Cody Dramé was sent off late on against Sunderland, and Bryce Azana started. And good luck to Bryce now, who's now on loan with another player that's moved on to try and get some first team experience at the Football League club. And hopefully Leeds can readjust today. And Robbie Gotts starting at right back, a familiar position for him as he looks long, looking for Galahad. Middlesbrough caught in traffic. It's a good tackle from Burgess all the way back now into goal to Sol Bryn, but Middlesbrough in good form, as I say. Started the season with a 2-2 draw against Newcastle, a 2-0 win against Stoke last week, and a well-organised team. It's not too long ago they were celebrating success at this level. They won the title back in 2015, the PL2 second division. The academy that's brought through a number of youngsters as they've just won a throw-in. A good interception from McKinstry. If you've missed the 23s so far this season and you're just catching up for your first game, as Leeds have lost one, drawn one and won one. That was the Sunderland result last week, a draw against Wolves, another defeat to Stoke. It's another free kick here though to Middlesbrough. Jenkins a little bit too strong there, Ben, in the tackle.
Just a little bit too eager, but as you mentioned it in the starting lineup, Jack Harrison, number 3 on his back, he's going to be playing left back. I think it'll just be a case for him just to go out and just get some yardage under his legs, because obviously unable to play tomorrow against Manchester City.
Clearly he's not running off this season.
Clearly not, but no, it's a dangerous situation. First couple of minutes in the game, again, keep a high line, stay tight to your man.
Yeah, 2 players stood over it. One of them is the number 4 of Hayden Hackney. He is the man that takes it. Caprile comes out and gets to it nice and easily. It's a good catch as well, low down to his right hand side. The pass was looking for Burgess, instead it went to Robbie Gotts, who in turn runs straight into traffic. But again, it's no surprise to see Elijah Caprile trying to get the ball released early. It's certainly something he's been encouraged to do, and it's something he certainly likes to do as well. He's very comfortable doing so. If Jenkins' pass is misplaced, good pressure for Middlesbrough.
Later stages, Middlesbrough are going to definitely try and press us. We've got a high tempo, high press, especially forward players, so be a big test trying to play out from the back.
Could be a KJ Fair at the doors. Maybe not as pretty on the eye, but Leeds against Sunderland were very quick to get into their groove. It could have been 2 or 3 goals rather than just the sole goal before. Sam Greenwood then back 2 in the second half. That stunning free kick, and he smashed it into the top left-hand corner as well. There's Somerville for his first touch in a 23 shirt. He goes back to try and trap back. Leeds have been caught in possession towards the near post. Caprile gets a hand to it. It's a good one as well. Harrison, the man that goes across to put pressure on Jones, and Harrison picks his pocket and now can bring Galahad into the play. He looks across the right hand side. This is a sweeping counter-attack from Leeds. All too familiar. McKinstry looks into the middle for Greenwood, who just tried to shield the pass and play in a teammate. Unfortunately for McKinstry and Leeds, that pass was a little too strong, as is that tackle from Crescencio Somerville. But good sign, Ben. Lovely attack, that.
Blistering counter attack. Initially, Jack Harrison just didn't get quite his kind of out ball right, but then worked ever so hard, won it back, and it's a big feature of Jack Harrison. We don't need to speak too much about. We all know what he's about, but it's just good to see the other players joining the attack, having that freedom to push forward.
Greenwood picks the ball up and looks for Harrison. Leeds will try and start to build from the back, and Ollie Casey tries to architect that just to the middle of the midfield. He's got Jenkins just offering a shorter outlet, but ignored for now, and it is Cresswell. Cresswell passes short, looking for Gotts. Gallagher tries to put his foot in, gets a slight touch to the ball. And Somerville now on both flanks, so perhaps him and McKinstry will swap today as that clearance. Strong header. And free kick given by the official. Out to the right, it's a really nice pass to Robbie Gotts, who just gets his bearings wrong. Was looking down the line for Somerville, but just couldn't keep it in play.
Really excited to see Somerville in the Leeds shirt. A lot's been said about him. Obviously had a good season last year back in Holland, and it looks like him and McKinstry have got the licence just to switch wings, and always impressed when young players do that, got the freedom just to switch either flanks. Just shows the bravery and just shows the skill, the mindset as well. They just want to try different things.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's a good debut for him as Middlesbrough come down this left-hand side. It is with Burnell. The ball comes across the face of goal. It's taken a couple of deflections. Jenkins gets to it. It was Isaiah Cornet that was ready to pull the trigger on the edge of the box, but didn't find the space. It's Harrison to Jenkins. To McKinstry. The return pass was there. He's caught in traffic. Now up front, Middlesbrough come forward. Leeds have to scramble across. It's Cresswell, the man that's closest to it. Ball across the face, and it's high over the top. I'm not sure if the offside flag was up. It looks like it's Romain Burrell that's skied the ball from across from Hackney. It goes down as a big chance, Ben.
Yeah, we just got caught playing out from the back, just in an area where we didn't try and need to do it. McKinstry just tried to little flick around the corner. I think sometimes in that situation, just be defensive-minded first. Yeah, it's great to play out from the back, but if you're camped in your kind of own corner, it's not on. It's a great crossfield pass trying to get Jack Harrison in.
Yeah, Harrison towards the corner flag. He's whipped the ball in. It's taken a deflection and out for a corner. Good response from Leeds.
Yeah, good response, but like I say, sometimes it's not on to play out from the back. There's nothing wrong with just going a little bit longer, beat that initial press, going to one of your strikers' feet. But you know, like I say, from that chance like given away, we've gone up the other end and forced a corner ourselves now.
Yeah, Harrison, the man that has volunteered to take this. He's got McKinstry trying to direct him. Casey, Cresswell, they'll be marked by their opposite numbers. Greenwood's floating around, bit of free space for a second. Gallagher, Somerville also in there. Now the ball across the face of the near post, not too far over the top of the Middlesbrough head, so it's cleared away. Harrison bamboozles one, goes past two, tries to play the ball in behind to Greenwood. He's picked him out, Greenwood. Now he tries to go for goal, and just over a little bit too much power from Sam Greenwood. But the more impressive thing is, of course, the trickery of Jack Harrison, which we're certainly accustomed to, Ben. But the space that Greenwood was in, I expected him to have to go left, not somehow he found a little bit of space to go right.
Just the speed of thought, just to check back onto his right foot there. A lot of bodies in around that 18-yard box, but the form is in, the confidence they'll be flowing through his body. Just found that half a yard, and the only surprising thing is he didn't test the keeper out, because we've seen the finishes he produced on Monday. 2 clinical finishes, and that free kick was outstanding. And like I said, the only surprising thing there, he didn't test the keeper out, but looking sharp.
Yeah, 4 goals in 2, and certainly looking the part as Leeds' new frontman in this 23's outfit. Joe Gallagher just playing in behind him, and it's been a decent start for Leeds, and Middlesbrough not too shabby either. Certainly impressive on the counter, and they come again. It's with Jones. He goes past his man, and referee said it'll be a free kick. Cresswell just taking one for the team. Setting up with similar sort of formation, Middlesbrough, with Stephen Walker through the middle. Isaiah Coney just sitting off him, so perhaps a 4-2-3-1 formation for Borough. Hackney stood over this free kick once more. He's got Ben Liddell alongside him in the number 8 shirt, but he goes long. It's read by Robbie Gotts. Burgess gets to it. Liddell tries to dispossess Jenkins, who rides the challenge and wins the free kick. Casey to Cresswell. Leeds under not as much pressure as the first few minutes as Cresswell tries to go cross-field. Casey, we know that Leeds like that cross-field pass, Ben, but a little bit too much room, I thought, from Borough's point of view. You wouldn't have thought they'd give them that much space. As we'll just break off for a second. I thought Galahad could have picked out Harrison. Maybe a change of tactics for the time being from Borough.
Maybe. I just think also if they're not in position to go press, as you see, Jones has just been fouled for the third time. You can see trying to signal that towards the referee, but there's just kind of nothing in that, to be honest. It's a free kick, that's it.
It's just a poor tackle, isn't it? It's mistimed. Greenwood is certainly no stranger to putting his foot in. We did mention that on Monday. Likes to put himself about and certainly let the other players know that he's in the game, and he's going to pick up a few cards across his career if he continues. But of course, coaches, I'm sure, will love the press, the aggression he uses. He uses it in bursts. He comes across again. To Matthias Burgers, who's just done enough to keep it in a lovely trick to turn away into a bit of space. He's now clipped by Terrell, and that will be a free kick.
Been a lot of free kicks the first 10 minutes or so, hasn't there? Just a bit of stop-start play. But just be good just to have a bit of possession, just calm the game down, just build into our performance.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a sign perhaps of both teams recognising the threat of each other, not allowing to get into a rhythm, especially Leeds. If they watched the Borough's coaching staff, I'm sure they would have done their homework. They've seen that first 20 minutes, and that's what gave Leeds the platform. Leeds will be impressed by the results and the performances of Borough's team as well. Two good teams have had to get past, of course, to beat Stoke last week. Leeds lost 4-0 to Stoke, so just shows you how well equipped this visiting team are today. So here's Jenkins. Just needs somebody to call, and he's got the wrong side. Jones is fouled, and that's Cresswell. That could be a card, that, because it's already the fourth foul on Isaiah Jones, and the referee's having a word with a few of the Borough players, because I think that's the point they're trying to come across. He's said no fizzy. He wants Cresswell, but I feel a bit sorry for Cresswell there, Ben, in terms of it wasn't his fault that Matthias Burgers played that pass. It was the only pass he couldn't play, and obviously communications not up to scratch, and the card's coming out.
Yeah, it is a yellow card, but like you mentioned, it's kind of no fault for Cresswell. He had to kind of make the challenge out of position as well. Just the little flick around the corner from Burgers didn't come off, but that's just the communication. I thought who's ever passed the ball into Burgers, just give him a shout of turn, and then we're going forward. But no, that's Jones's four foul he's had on him. He's thinking, what have I done to deserve this 12 minutes in? But no, he's a threat on the right hand side. You can see Middlesbrough, they're just setting little traps, just trying to have those triggers to go close it down. So when we're playing the balls into midfield, if it's those straight little passes, just the ones off straight, got to be careful, got to have that communication on the pass.
Yeah, it's a big chance this for Borough to put some pressure on Leeds. Just over it looks like it's Ben Little and Hayden Hackney. Little the left footer of the two. Hackney wearing the number 4, so Hackney took the last free kick. Is someone going to try and run him behind the wall? There's a lot of movement, floated away, and it's Cresswell that gets to it. Greenwood goes to put in the pressure. Here is Jones, who's been fouled a number of times, goes past Jenkins, very tricky player, fires the cross over the top, and you can see just by his speed of movement, Ben, that he's going to be a handful today. But Leeds have, it's not as if they've been unable to showcase their skills themselves. We had McKinstry, we've had Somerville on the ball, the wind's picking up now as well. Leeds, I think Ben mentioned it a few minutes ago, need to get their foot on the ball and try and come through the gears, get a foothold in it, as Somerville dispossessed by Hackney. He's got Little behind him. It is the floating ball to the far post, and a chance. Jones has blazed over, and it's a huge opportunity. Pretty much mirror image chances for Borough. We had Borough at the far post with a volley from 6 yards out, and now we've had Jones. They should be 2-0 up, Ben. Yeah,
2 big let-offs. It's just static defending. Sometimes the defender, you get caught ball watching, and you just plant your feet and you don't have any kind of movement. You don't open your shoulders to see where the runners are coming from, and then all of a sudden the striker or the winger's nipped in front of you. So just need to brush up on that.
Yeah, Somerville really well weighted ball into Greenwood. I think he's just run this out of play. He has. It's unlucky, but good stuff from Somerville, keeping it in play, keeping the close control, and the pass was really nicely played. Hopefully that's the the last warning sign we have and the last chance Borough get before Leeds start to kick into their groove. But this is what we've been saying all season so far. We're into the 4th game of the PL2, and these competitive fixtures are exactly what we're going to get, and it's exactly what this young team need. Yeah,
exactly. And we've noticed a big difference just in the standard, the step up as well. Every team we've seen play against us so far have been more than capable of holding their own. Really good standard, and like you say, from Middlesbrough's point of view, every time I've come up against them throughout my time being a youth player, they've always been an excellent setup, always well drilled, always attract a good pool of players from the area they're in. So, like I said, Mark Jackson knew it was going to be a big test today, and it's certainly been a test so far.
Borough, if you're just joining us, could well be 2-0 to the good. Leeds' best chance has come from Greenwood. Robbie Gotts now gets a little bit of space and looks across the field for Jack Harrison. It's a really nice pass that. Now can he play in McKinstry? He's certainly going to try. McKinstry will get a touch to this and needs a bit of help. Logan's come across alongside Harrison. McKinstry stood up by Cornet. That could have took a deflection either way. Leeds gratefully get the decision. Harrison wants a runner. Joe Gallagher, the man coming across in the number 10 shirts. Jenkins lets this one roll. Bit of a nudge from Liddell. Casey out to the left, and Cornet putting that much effort in. He slips in midfield as Cresswell into Gallagher. It's a nice bit of space for Gallagher. He takes on 2. Now he's into the box. Still going, Joe Gallagher. Really nice run. Wins the corner, but to find space in there, that's where Leeds pretty much haven't found any space, in that little number 10 area. Taking Joe Gallagher 16 minutes to find that route, and the minute he does it, he takes on 2 players with far too much ease, and that's a good sign for Leeds, Ben.
We've said it in the first 3 games. He's so positive in that position, always looking to receive the ball on the half turn. It might sound simple, but it's so effective.
He gets back in the box. You've got Cresswell, Gallagher, Burgess, Greenwood, Harrison, Casey, Somerville. Leeds are certainly going for plenty of attacking options. You've got 2 near post runners. Now Cresswell runs to the penalty spot. This ball still hasn't come in. He's towards Casey at the far post. It takes a deflection just wide. In fact, it was a near post header from Leeds. I think that was Casey's intended target. Just didn't get the loft on that pass. And just as it started to unfold, that might have been a set piece routine where Cresswell looked like he'd given up on purpose to maybe try and confuse Borough. I'm not sure, but plenty of movement, Ben.
That was definitely meant for Ollie Casey. They just underhit the cross, but it was nearly a bad good one in the end. Definitely worked the block for Ollie Casey to run round the back. The camera work were excellently produced, because we could see it from a mile off what they were trying to achieve. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite work.
Yeah, Somerville to Gotts, who had the chance to play that first time. That should be a goal kick, and it is. A little good pass that from Somerville, where he didn't keep it on his own. Perhaps that's what we want to see next. 3rd time of asking. He has a run at the opposition. Robbie Gotts experienced enough just to make sure he's got a 10-yard head start on the keeper to get back to right back. Bit better though from Leeds last few minutes.
Yeah, I think from both teams as well. Every time they go forward, look really threatening.
Yeah, misplaced pass. Gallagher can't get to it. Jenkins nips in and tries to help out. Harrison puts the head down and wins the header. Unluckily for Leeds, it's intercepted by Cornet. Cresswell stops the pass reaching Jones, and the pace picks up, and Leeds are certainly forced back, but look comfortable in doing so. That pass from Casey, a little rush, but Caprile cools things down with a simple side-footed ball, and Leeds now go long in their response. That's hard of play, but it's good to see another team pressurising Leeds, Ben, see what Leeds can do under pressure. The first thing you mentioned, 5 or 6 times we've seen it now, the high press. Here they come now with Kokolo. Jones stays on side. Gotts can't bring him down, and does really well, Robbie Gotts, to get the ball off his man and pick the pocket, because he was mainly just trying to avoid the challenge to not foul him, but kept his right foot nice and low and scooped the ball away.
He's done superb there, Robbie Gotts. Let me tell you, been in that position plenty of times, and it's so hard just to put the brakes on, slow your momentum down and not clip the forward. And it was Jones again. I think Jones was just hoping for the 5th foul of the game. That led to a penalty, but superb bit of defending just from Robbie Gotts. That's using his experience, being around the first team, is that.
Down the line to Harrison. He's got Greenwood bursting forward. Harrison keeps it for the time being. Greenwood stays on side. No, he doesn't. A late flag. Just a reminder as well, by the way, that the EFL Trophy game next week, which was scheduled for Tuesday away at Barrow, has now moved to a Monday 7:45 kickoff. So a little bit earlier. Leeds did have this game scheduled for Monday. That's been moved to today, of course. And more time to free up the fixture list, and Leeds hoping to get the first point in that group after the defeat to Accrington first time around. Back to the action, and Borough come forward again. Clipped away by Casey. That was a run forward from Daniel Dodds, and Borough win the corner. And they've got back to pace in this team, Borough, down the flanks, Ben. We've seen Jones, we've seen the two full-backs now get forward as well.
Yeah, I know it's 0-0, 20 minutes into this match, but it's been an entertaining 20 minutes, albeit no goals. Both teams trying to attack in the right manner, and that's what you like to see. You like to see young teams try and play the game in the right way. You know we're going to do that. You've also got the other side as well. We're trying to work hard. We're trying to track runners, but we're going to have to do that for 90 minutes against this Middlesbrough outfit.
Borough take the corner short. Cleared away. Little will get to it. Bogus, though, steals the ball off him. Now can he try and turn away? That counter-attack down the left wing was their preferred option. Capil tries to go down that flank for Somerville, but it's played away. Borough quickly trying to attack. Jones, Harrison gets there. Dodds has tried to beat him to the ball and has done so. Dodds into the box. Poor cross. Capil will take that and now play Matthias Bogus into the game. He looks long over the top for Gelhardt. It's not too far away. Gelhardt jumps in and he's beaten to it. And a bit of a frantic pace now. A few more mistakes creeping in. Leeds might be offside perhaps. In which case it's more frustrating because we could have just played advantage.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether the referee was trying to play.
We've got two players down as well, so that's fair enough. I think, is Joe Gelhardt down? Is that perhaps something we've seen not off the ball? Because Liddell's gone down as well. Perhaps just a natural coming together.
I'm not too sure if it was like a little slip and he just kind of rolled his ankle a little bit. I couldn't quite make out what actually happened. But no, you're right, Tom is saying he just got a little bit frantic there. And I think the frantic nature of the game will probably play into Middlesbrough hands more than ourselves. As you can see, Matt Jackson speaking to Robbie Gotts. Two guys know each other inside out. As we mentioned, Matt Jackson's made that step up from the under-18s. Had Robbie Gotts not too long ago. You forget how young these players are sometimes. Robbie Gotts been around the first team, obviously made his debut. But an unfortunate sign that you can just see the Leeds United physio making the sign to the bench that the sub's going to have to be made. Can't continue, Gelhardt. And on a personal point of view, I'm absolutely gutted to see him come off because I've loved watching him these first 3 games. I was really excited today to see him test himself against a good outfit. But you can see that right boot off, so obviously it's something more serious than that kind of caught the eye.
Yeah, so Gelhardt will be replaced shortly. He's taking no chances with him, not trying to make him run it off, and he does make way. He gives another youngster a chance to impress, but as you say, Ben, it's a player that's had such big momentum. Charlie Allen was I saw the number 14 anyway on a shirt that was being picked back up. Now that Charlie Allen's taking his shirt off to change his kit, or he's the man that's coming on, and well, I just said it's a big chance for someone else, but another summer recruit that we first saw in the EFL Trophy against Accrington. If it is to be him, Ben, then massive opportunity in the middle of the park for Leeds.
Yes, definitely, and as you mentioned, a new guy, new player coming into the club, but we fought off some really stiff competition. Some of the big clubs up and down the country, even abroad as well, really interested in Charlie Allen, but we got his signature. And yes, albeit that Accrington game, it was a very young team and was never really going to get anything out of it. But if there was a shining light in that game, that performance, it was Charlie Allen. He looked comfortable in possession, looked trying to drag the team forward at any possibility. So it's going to be his first taste of the under-23 action, so a big chance.
Yeah, Leeds to get back here as Somerville's got Cocola to try and dispossess. He's done really well, Asensio Somerville. And he's won the goal kick. Superb work, and the first time we've really seen him open up the legs and drive back and show the pace. And it looked a dangerous moment that for Leeds, but he's clearly been working alongside Cody Drame with his one-on-one defending, who's another player that's impressed as Charlie Allen in the number 14 shirt does make his way onto the pitch and replace the hopefully not too badly injured Joe Gallagher. Well,
when Somerville started opening his legs up and putting the afterburners on, my hamstrings started to ache a bit, thinking, ooh, I wouldn't fancy that right now. But that's the other side of the game, like I mentioned, that we've got to do for 90 minutes. And for a young player coming into the club, that's going to be the most hard part and the most demanding part of the play. Yeah, it's good going forward, that comes natural, but it's the other side, working back, working for your team, staying with runners. And it looks like he's been working hard in training by picking that up.
Yeah, Harrison to McKinstry is going to have to be quick to get there. Does get the touch, the Middlesbrough defender. That was Kane Sykes with the timely interception. Cresswell nips past the corner, goes past another into Harrison. Another good tackle from Burr on the right. That's Daniel Dawes. That's a good battle between him and Jack Harrison so far. Here is Somerville. A little skep to try and get past Burrell, but instead just skips inside. Doesn't try and go beat him a second time. Cresswell, Harrison tells him to go sideways in towards McKinstry. He's caught on the ball now, Charlie Cresswell, and here is Jones, and Burrell is bursting forward. Gotts tries to keep track with him. He's offside. Good tackle from Casey as well. Stands up his runner, and just as Leeds looked under pressure, they've stood really firm there. Both across the line. Gotts trying to get back, and now Mateus Bogus, and Leeds perhaps trying to use this open and expansive game to their advantage. Somerville towards the byline. He gets stood up, and that could well be a goal kick, and has been given against Borough, so we'll take it. Borough perhaps a little bit unfortunate there, but Cresswell giving possession away as a centre half. I mean, we knew that Jenkins had him covered, but the further he went, the more I started to think he might get a headache, Charlie Cresswell. It's not often we're seeing that. We know he's very comfortable on the ball, but it's certainly a headache for Mark Jackson. That it was probably a heart and mouth moment.
Well, hope he gets another headache by putting his head on end of these corners now.
Fingers crossed, Ben, is nearly at the half-hour mark. McKinstry, the man that has come across to linesman's just in the way for now. Referee just double checking everything and making sure he's happy. Now the ball still to be swinging because we've got the Borough player down, and that looks like it's the forward Stephen Walker that has been playing in the number 9 shirt. We'll just confirm that for you. So that's not a great sign if he has to come off for Borough. That's 2 injuries early doors, 1 for either team. Finally, McKinstry can swing in the ball towards the far post. It is towards Cresswell. He hit down into the floor. He's frustrated. And just as Ben asked him to go meet the corner, he did that, and so some real venom, Ben. Really good leap at the back post from Cresswell. Perhaps just too much into the floor, the header.
Yeah, it was, but it'd have been some goals, some header to actually score from that situation. Yeah, he got some great height on it, but just couldn't generate enough power. But another good set-piece routine. Again, something we've definitely been working on.
I've noticed the changes. Burgess finds Somerville. He's got Kokolo to beat. Still keeps possession. Since here Somerville, and now picks out the pass into Jenkins in the middle of midfield. Still real long-range efforts from Leeds. Still trying to work it into the path of another white shirt. There's plenty of Borough shirts. 9 or 10 behind the ball. Far touchline. Harrison trying to jockey and keep possession for Leeds, but can't do so. That's a lovely flip from Walker now, and corner, and Leeds under pressure as Cornet comes through the middle as Jenkins tries to keep track. The shot is going to come in, and it's so well dealt with by Elia Caprile. Knew it was coming, and now straight away on the counter attack to to release Harrison.
You can see straight away that is Middlesbrough's strength. Just the two guys up top, just working in tandem. Quite a lot of what you've seen from Gelhardt and Greenwood, working as a 9 and 10. So in transitions, you've got to be so careful, because yeah, it's good having possession here, but as soon as that turnover happens, we've just got to be aware that the danger, and don't allow anything free where it can get on a half turn, they can flick it around the corner. Just keep all the play in front of you as a defender.
Yeah, Leeds with got Somerville's just looked like he's picked up a knocking back play. Leeds wanted the corner, they've had to concede a goal kick. So yeah, Somerville just flicked away a pass and then looked like he was just double checking the right ankle. He's just holding it now, and as you can see in camera shot, wearing the number 7 shirt in those fluorescent coloured boots. But he did then try and retrieve the ball again, so he's certainly determined to carry on. Whether he has to go down and retrieve some treatment, I'm not sure, as Casey flies in with a tackle, and now Mateus Bogus goes for goal. There's plenty of options to the left. He had Allen, he had Somerville as well to his right hand side, but it opened up, and probably the first time, Ben, that it's opened up for Mateus Bogus. So half an hour in, I think he's entitled to a shot, but I'm not sure Charlie Allen will agree in that number 14 shirt.
Well, if there's one player who can find the back of the net from that position, it is Mateus Bogus. Fantastic technique in that right foot of his. Just didn't quite have the enough power just to test the goalkeeper out. But that's kind of the first real effort on goal for us.
Throw into Leeds. Casey has Cresswell alongside him, but he's always looking forward. Ollie Casey wants another runner, but due to Borough's solid marking, now seeing Jones come to this left hand side, so he's swapped flanks. Got to Cresswell corner, he's straight away leaping out of midfield to try and put the pressure on. Harrison set off on his left touchline. Cresswell did shape to make that pass. He's delayed it. Now he does try and fizz the ball out to that touchline. Mateus Bogus, he's not happy. Stuart McKinstry just trying to encourage them. As well to Casey. He's perhaps need to try and up the tempo while in possession. Casey goes cross field. It's another pass that's not got enough power on it. Harrison nips in. As Tackleton plays the pass, it's going to go over the top of Somerville as a result, but Leeds get the decision with the throw in. Robbie Gotts comes across. Somerville, fingers crossed, looks like he's okay to continue after perhaps a little worry with his ankle. Just a slight knock. But I think it's a bit of praise for Borough, Ben, that defensively they've made Leeds make a number of mistakes in possession. In their own half, they're pretty tight. We've just seen Cresswell turn Walker, who looks to be still carrying an injury, but normally we see Leeds, very short, snappy passing, but today they've been forced to go a little longer, and in doing so with the high winds, it's not been as accurate.
But I think can speed the play up. Instead of taking 4 or 5 touches on the ball, just take 1 or 2 and find your pass.
Yeah, Harrison to the far post looking for Greenwood. It's well collected by Saul Bryn, and he now launches this pass looking for Jones, whose first touch is impeccable. Now Gotts is going to try and stop him, as Jones looks like Borough's main danger man, and Robbie Gotts is no slouch. He's incredibly quick, and Jones has glided past him, but then that pass is poor, and it's good work by Gotts and Bogus. Bogus nearly runs straight back into Jones, and that pass is weak, and Gotts nearly gets on the end of a tackle that he didn't want to be a bit of a hospital pass from Mateus Bogus, and shorter, snappier passing. Seen a similar sort of style for Leeds. Of course, Jack Harrison might be wearing the number 3 shirt today, but we saw Leif Davis charging down the left wing to great effect against Sunderland. Jenkins wins the header, wins the second. Greenwood puts his body in the way to make sure Leeds have a chance of winning the loose pass, but it's brought down by Cornet, and Jenkins has now got some work to do. Leeds can't foul him here as Katie comes across. Cornet to the byline. It's taken a really good route and direct route into the boxes. Cornet, he's been one of their better players as well, but this time he's dragged it past the near post into the side netting, and just seeing little warnings again, Ben, from Borough's most creative players.
Yeah, I mentioned there number 9 and number 10, and this time it's the number 10 Cornet, heavily involved. Looks real comfortable in possession, but has a half a yard of turn of speed as well, just to get away from our defenders. So, like I just mentioned, you just got to be careful, get bodies in around him, make it difficult, don't give him space.
Harrison tries to find space, cross comes in, Allen tries a little back heel attempt, should be a corner and is. Needs 10 minutes to go. Jack Harrison looking like he'll take it. So Charlie Allen at the near post. Allen's got the number 6 of Jack Robinson marking him. We've got Greenwood, Casey, Cresswell, Burgess in that little huddle. Somerville is just at the bottom of the camera. The ball comes in, it is towards Cresswell, a header back towards the far post, back where it came from. And at first, when it's left his head, Ben, I thought Cresswell's tried to tee up Casey, but he's just got his bearings wrong and headed wide, and his reaction tells you all you need to know. As a player of that calibre, that quality, he knows he should be hitting the target. That's a bare minimum. Scoring perhaps maybe not as easy with a lack of power, but target surely for Cresswell.
No, I don't think he's actually going for goal. I just think he's trying to head into an area, and you mentioned Ollie Case trying maybe tee up Ollie Case. He was the nearest player to him. I think he was just hoping someone's just going to be alive, be on the move in that 6-yard box, and if there was, it's a simple tapping is that, but very difficult. I think he just overran it to try and go for goal, but again, another corner routine, trying to free up one of the big centre halves, and that was a big theme of when Charlie Cresswell and Ollie Casey played in the under-18s under Mark Jackson, working on set pieces, trying to free up those two guys, and the amount of goals those guys got from centre halves for the under-18s was quite staggering, to be fair. So it's clear there's something made the step up to under-23s just to bring that into the game as well.
Yeah, Leeds on a free kick. Somerville has just been tripped. The referee's not happy that Leeds try to take it quickly. So Gotts instead tries to go past his man Burrell. That could have rolled out. Somehow Robbie Gotts has kept it in. Somerville has to be quick, and he's caught as Matthias Bogus gets to the ball now. And now he's forced back to Caprilli, who's on the edge of the D. Works the 1-2 with Casey. Poor pass from Jenkins. Leeds under pressure. Dodds will go for goal. It's hit Cresswell. Bogus tries to flick it away and instead just gives Dodds a second bite of the cherry. Now with Jones. Dodds back in the box. Cresswell comes across. Another block from Leeds' number 5. It's exactly the game we expected. Very close. Perhaps a number of mistakes as McKinstry and Harrison. Now Harrison tries to pile forward. Greenwood tries to keep his run on side and he can't. And that's unlucky for Leeds. Jack Harrison, the architect. Lovely touch from McKinstry. That's twice that it's happened where we've seen Harrison and Greenwood's maybe just set off a little too early and a little bit eager. Yeah, sorry, Ben. What I was going to say, what do you think Mark Jackson's thinking just before the interval?
I just think it's a very even contest. He'll know we've got to put a real shift in. But with Greenwood there, just Aki run a little bit because we've done ever so well to get out of a tricky situation deep in the left back position. It's Caprillo he knows it's cool and calm. Little nutmeg pass out from Casey as well, and we're off again.
Yeah, if Leeds can score, then it'll be certainly one of the highlight reel goals, as Greenwood just can't get enough on the touch, and in fact a Middlesbrough player nearly passed Leeds into a good position as Harrison and McKinstry again combined to great effect. Harrison was looking for Somerville, he's picked him out. Now Gotts wants the ball over into the channel. Somerville to Greenwood. Greenwood nips away. Now can he find the ball to Charlie Allen? It's just an inch away from him and one touch was needed. That's nice and calm and timely interception from Cresswell as well. As now Leeds with Somerville once more. Back to Gotts, back to Jenkins. Leeds perhaps trying to up the ante into Allen. Allen looks for Greenwood. It's not too far away from him. Nicola with the interception. Plenty of Borough shirts back, trying to defend as little no-nonsense approach, but now it's a bit more attack versus defence as Cresswell flies into the tackle. Here is Allen once more. He's a little fortunate as he slips as he tries to make the run. Cresswell comes across to help. I know on the eye perhaps, Ben, it's not as good as the Sunderland performance from Leeds, but it is good to see two teams certainly test each other out like this.
Yeah, of course you want to see goals. Everyone watches a game of football to see that, but there's a tactical battle. It's very intriguing. And I think this first half's flown by, and sometimes, usually when there's been no goals in a half, it can drag a little bit, but I think it's what we're witnessing here is two high-quality teams, two well-coached teams, and two groups of players who individually are really high quality. So, yeah, we haven't had the goals, but very intriguing.
Cresswell to Harrison. McKinstry is set off, and Harrison decides to just wait for a bit. In doing so, it's a really good run from Jack Harrison. McKinstry tries to take over. Sykes forces him wide. It's good work from Sykes. Just as Leeds try to find an opening, Borough push and shut the door. Leeds have done the same. Certainly intercepted high on halfway the last couple of times Borough came forward. Remaining subs for Leeds: Danny van der Heuvel, Jeremiah Mullen, Max McMillan and Max Dean. That's if you're just tuning into LUTV, because Joe Gelhart's just taken off as a precaution after going down with what looked like a foot or ankle injury. Walked off the pitch and just hopefully saving him for another day and no risk to be taken. Gotts is Somerville nearly a miscommunication that went wrong, but Leeds did enough just to win the throw-in. Harrison leaps up higher than everyone on that far touchline, still running to make sure it stays in play. Cresswell and Walker. Strong battle. Walker wanted a free kick off the referee, nothing given. McKinstry's been beaten to it by Dodds and he comes forward. Now Walker's going to latch onto the loose pass as Jenkins has to work. So does Gotts into Burrell. It is with a shot from Little on the edge of the area and it is over the top. Offside flag's gone up anyway. I didn't see a free kick between Cresswell and Walker. I thought it was just a good battle that eventually Borough got the better of. Yeah,
I like to see that. Good play from the referee. Two honest guys just battling for the ball. Sometimes you get free kicks far too soft these days, but it's almost like an old-fashioned tussle was that. But your hat's in your mouth. A couple of challenges. Charlie Cresswell's flying himself into on that early yellow card he picked up, but we know his experience. He's got his first call up into the England under-19 setup, and in there joined by two teammates in Sam Greenwood and Joe Gelhardt as well. So nice and positive.
It's a busy game so far. Somerville gets towards the corner flag. The cross is lacking power. Brim will just tell his team to calm things down as we wait for the next couple of minutes before half time. Hopefully one or two big chances left for Leeds if they can manufacture them as the ball is in behind. Caprill again, straight off his line. Caprill very quick across the ground. Gotts into Bogus, needs to get rid of this quickly. Or just take it past two of them, but it's a free kick given against number 4, which is Hayden Hackney. Jenkins to Harrison, bit of space here for Leeds. Harrison to Greenwood, wants to return past, potentially a handball. Greenwood's managed to get on the end of it. Greenwood's still in the box, still going, and that pass to Harrison is wayward, and Leeds perhaps too much time there for Greenwood, and maybe he expected the free kick. It was all a little bit rushed from him, which is it's not often we see, but the referee wants a word with Liddell, I think has said something as well to the official. Again, nearly there though for Leeds, Ben. Just on the edge of the box, it broke down, but they're getting there. It's just that final ball at the moment for Leeds.
He hasn't quite worked in the final third just yet. But I was in the impression the referee was just going to bring it back for the free kick on Jack Harrison, because definitely got blocked off the ball. and no real advantage when Sam Greenwood got possession. Plenty of bodies around him in the box. Just thought it was a simple decision to pull it back for that free kick, but never mind.
Yeah, Gotts, he's fouled off the ball, and some Borough players think the referee's given advantage now. It's taking him a while to signal that. Burgess's pass, it just gets through. Now Allen's got Kokolo, and that's going to be a free kick. And he knew what he was doing there, William Kokolo, because his team were stretched. They were under pressure. He's done the right thing for Borough. Good movement though from Leeds' point of view. Ben, Allen, Somerville, Burgess, all down that right hand side.
It was, but it's also a good opportunity to put the ball in the box. Use the big guys coming up the two centre halves yet again. Be a great time to get a goal just before we go into half time.
So Harrison, he stood over it. It's Charlie Allen and Burgess that are just outside the D. It's Greenwood, Cresswell and Casey that are level with the edge of the box, and Somerville's just out of shot to the right hand side. So Harrison floats the ball in looking for Cresswell. Keeper spills it, but Casey was already well and truly past him and couldn't adjust his feet. As now Borough, as the 45-minute mark passes, go long. Kone the target, and Elijah Caprillo just tells his team to slow things down, tells them to go wide, and picks Casey out with a simple little pass. Says Harrison. That was his intended target, but Burgess nips in as Dodds is one of the most eye-catching players for Borough. Another interception from him. Now Gotts goes for a second attempt with a crossfield pass. This one's better to Somerville. Somerville gets it down the line to Allen, and Leeds are in behind. Now can Allen swing the ball in? He's gone early. It's going to fall to Gotts, is it now? Little gets there first. Good movement again from Charlie Allen. Still a lot younger than some of these Leeds players. Gotts into the number 14, the sub, and now he gets it back. And here is Somerville. It's back to Gotts. Time running out for Leeds to open the scoring in this first half. Should get a couple of minutes for the fact that Cresswell got booked, the fact that we saw Joe Gallagher have to come off. And he's been forced backwards though. Jenkins, Somerville, that's a nice run inside. Allen tries to return the pass, but it was too easy to read. And Borough come away with it as Kone runs into Burgess. Greenwood's there again. Look how deep he is, trying to help Leeds out on the attack. Someone needs to go central for Leeds as Greenwood's picked it up. It will be another Leeds throw. Got to Allen, and that is the half-time whistle. So Leeds and Middlesbrough played out a really close, cagey and tight affair in the first 45 minutes at Thorpe Arch, and it is goalless. Join us on the LUTV for second half coverage shortly. warm welcome along then back to our coverage of this PL2 clash between Leeds United and Middlesbrough. 0-0 as we get back underway, or prepare to get back underway once the referee has given permission for these two teams to get going again. A couple of chances for Borough, should really have been 2-0 to the good inside the first 15 minutes. Burrell and Jones both blazing over from 6 yards out. Joe Gelhardt was then forced off with a injury. He's been replaced by Charlie Allen, and Matthias Burgess and Sam Greenwood going the closest for Leeds in the first 45 minutes. As it looks, no changes at the break for either side. And Leeds just waiting for Stephen Walker to get proceedings underway for Borough, which he has. And that's a long ball forward, which Charlie Casey will... Ollie Casey will try and run out of play. So Leeds' team is Capil, Gotts, Harrison, Jenkins, Cresswell, Casey, Somerville, Burgess, Greenwood, Allen and McKinstry. The remaining players on the bench for Leeds: Van der Heuvel, Mullen, McMillan and Dean. Borough go with Bryn, Dodds, Kokolo, Hackney, Sykes, Robinson, Jones, Liddell, Walker, Cornet and Burrell. Myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker, as always, covering the 23s for you. And good, really, I guess 10 minutes for Leeds at times, and ifs and starts, and unable to get into a groove as the ball's just gone behind into one of the houses behind Thorpe Park. Just one of the local neighbours got a bit of a scare there as the ball nearly came straight through that back window, but it is I think it just bounced on the grass. It's always a sign if you move there, surely you know you're going to be in a bit of danger. But back to the action, Ben. It was a really good, I guess, close game, perhaps not the best on the eye, bit scrappy, but a very good test for Leeds to try and test their arm against a very well drilled and unbeaten Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether that's those neighbours give the ball back or not. But no, very even first half it was. A good battle. We were just speaking in that break about two good teams and having good tests as well, where we'd see games last season, and no disrespect to the opposition last season, but we knew we'd beat them by turning up basically, but it won't happen this campaign, and this is the step up we've needed going into Category 1, going up into the Premier League 2 and the PL2 campaign as well, just playing against better clubs, better opposition. So it's a real test. You've just got to be on your game for the full 90 minutes. We've seen so far this season no better case than the first home game against Wolves, where we switched off in the second half. They punished us, got a point out of it. We know we have to be bang at it for 90 minutes to get anything out of this game today.
Yeah, McKinstry just come off worse after putting his foot in on Jones, and it was a well-deserved free kick for Borough. Bit of a clumsy challenge from McKinstry, who just tried to put his body in the way, and he got turned by Jones. It's gone to nothing, and Leeds under pressure with Jenkins, who does what the first rule book is to not go across goal, and Cresswell is very fortunate. He made that look very easy, Charlie Cresswell, that he knew it was a corner all along, but it is that pass that was gone wayward, and now Borough have the corner. He's playing with fire there. It wasn't straightforward past that.
If ever there was a good time to give away a corner kick, that was the perfect moment, because just a stupid pass across your 6-yard box, the ball's in the air. You don't need to do that, Jack Jenkins. Just try and turn out the other way and maybe just go a bit longer, clear your lines.
Yeah, ball to the far post, headed up and away by Gotts. Johnny Allen is crumpled to the floor. It's a heavy challenge, and the ball was there to be won. Allen's come off worse. Referee's looking to get the card out, is he? Dodds is the Middlesbrough player, Daniel Dodds, that's put the challenge in. So first and foremost, let's hope that Charlie Allen is okay to continue, and he is getting back to his feet, and the yellow card comes out. And it's one of those where from Allen's point of view, Benny, he could probably see the player coming out the corner of his eye and had to brace himself, but still doesn't make it any less painful.
No, it was brave. And it might have not even been the first challenge. It might have been when Dodds has come down and landed right on top of him. Those are the ones that can be a bit sore, but it's good to see he's back on his feet though, Charlie Allen.
Cresswell to Casey. Jenkins back to Caprile in goal. He goes cross-field. Good header by Gotts. Gotts now challenging with Burrell. Burgess comes across to try and help him. Gotts nearly goes without the ball. He's clipped, and the referee gives the free kick, and that's much to the disgust of Ben Liddell in the number 8 shirt for Borough, who put the challenge in. towards the edge of the box for Cresswell. Leeds perhaps a little bit more composed so far in the second half, not as gung-ho to go crossfield out from the back. This one nips away from Jones and makes it look very easy. Now can he release the pass? He tries to sandwich the ball through to McKinstry. It's going to reach Harrison. It's a great ball from Cresswell. Harrison across the face of goal. It won't fall for Charlie Allen. It will fall for Jenkins, who's going to strike it. Allen on the edge of the box. It just won't nestle into his path. It's unfortunate that, but it's better from Leeds, Ben. Cresswell's pass was early. Out to Harrison again. That's two great balls from the Leeds centre half. Harrison once more teasing cross. It's forced away by Borough. A very faint touch as Bogus into the box. He tries to go crossfield with a pass for Somerville. Allen was in there as well, and that's better from Leeds as now Gotts runs into trouble. That'll be another free kick. A bit more composed, Ben.
Yeah, a bit more composed, but just the quickness of the pass as well. Charlie Cresswell a couple of times just getting the ball out of his feet and just wrapping a pass into a forward area.
Yeah, ball over the top. That's a teasing one for Greenwood. Headed behind. Not sure the referee's allowed that though. The offside flags come up. He's told them to restart that. Jenkins gives it back to Gotts, and he did well then because all Middlesbrough wanted them to do was go long to Caprile and put the pressure on. And pass towards Harrison is not too good though, and Leeds with the pressure from Borough forced to make the mistake. 6 minutes into this second half. Now Harrison's got to show that pace as Jones gets the wrong side of him. Harrison, a little nudge in the back as Burgos comes across. Burrell, Jones gets away from him. Jones is such an impressive player on the ball. McKinstry dispossesses him. Now Bogus has to try and get it to him, and a nutmeg from McKinstry. Here is Charlie Allen, tries to sandwich it through to Greenwood. The pass was to Somerville. That was the easier of the two. Now Leeds under pressure as Walker's peeled away. Gotts is going to try and get to him. Gotts has dived in. Walker into the box, goes past the second. Block from Cresswell, and Allen hooks it clear. I've got to say both teams have probably got away with one there. The ball from Allen should have been to Somerville, and Borough managed to get away with it, and then vice versa. Two players diving in for Leeds.
Yeah, I mentioned transitions and turnovers will be key for Middlesbrough, and they nearly benefited there. As you mentioned, I just think the pass was the wrong one. It wasn't Greenwood as on, it was Somerville out on the right hand side, but fantastic block by Charlie Cresswell.
Yeah, Robbie Gotts has been fouled 3 times now in 7 minutes. He isn't the sort of player to react, Robbie Gotts. Just gets his head up and continues, but if they continue to rack up, he might have to let his frustrations be known. Leeds were very determined to foul Jones in the first half, of that pass from Cresswell is poor to Harrison. Corney tries to take on 3 Leeds white shirts, but steps into the path of Charlie Cresswell, and Cresswell waits before giving it to Charlie Allen. Allen now goes looking for Greenwood. Just that final ball. Again, Stuart McKinstry. It's the second or third time I've seen him do that, Ben, where he's just trying to encourage his teammates. It's not as if Leeds are making mistakes and Borough are not. It's pretty much the same copybook for either side, both making the same errors. I think, I mean, I don't want to curse this, Ben, but centre half wise, the last 6-7 minutes of this game, they've looked a little bit more steady and assured. Pass from Tennis Bogus has put some serious pressure on Censio Somerville though, and that's going to be a free kick. Strong breeze out there. If that pass isn't inch perfect, Ben, then you're putting a bit too much pressure on each other.
Just even the position where you're trying to make the pass, with or without a breeze, it's just a bit too risky. Yeah, we know we like to switch the play nice and early, keep us wingers high and wide, create that space, but do it from a position of strength with your formation. We mentioned this on Monday in commentary against Sunderland under 23s, where when we are switching play, do it from a right area. Just don't do it because you can see the player might be on. We've seen Middlesbrough's fullbacks in this game. They're just, I wouldn't say they're cheating a little bit. They're just getting to really good defensive positions where if the switch is on, they can go read it, intercept it. So yeah, still look for the switch of play, but do it in a position of the pitch where it's actually on, and you don't going to put yourself under pressure if the pass doesn't come off.
Little down the line. He's offside. That's poor from Borough. Leeds will certainly take it though. Again, a reminder: the Leeds under-21s game against Barrow in the EFL Trophy is now a Monday kick-off at 7:45 rather than Tuesday. Some more Leeds United action for us on Monday. Looking to get their first point in the competition as Casey goes long for Greenwood. Beaten to it in the air. It's Cornet, it's a poor pass, but Dodds helps him and gets the ball clear. On the line with Liddell. Gotts going across. Cresswell heads clear. Gotts jumps in, it's with Burrell. It's out to Hackney. He spins and turns. Slips. Charlie Allen unable to get to it. Jenkins is though. Leeds have to be quick here. Mateus Burgos lets the ball go past him. Dodds into Burrell. Shots deflected. And now Caprill shuffle his feet across and release Jack Harrison. Too many bodies in white shirts for Leeds. They're not communicating with each other. Considering there were three of them around the ball, Ben, Daniel Dodds should not have been able to step in and get them the attack going for Borough.
No, he should have done, but another great block from Charlie Cresswell, and with him and Ollie Casey, that's what they offer as two centre-halves. It's almost old-school throwback kind of defending.
Yeah, Harrison to McKinstry, it's a neat turn. He's offside, I think, but great idea from Harrison. Yeah, back to that defensive point, Ben.
You're just making the blocks from your body on the line. And you don't really see too much. I know when we've covered these under-23 games the last 2 years or so, you don't really see too many defenders throwing their bodies on the line, but it's something that's encouraging. It's something that gets worked on with these younger players. I know definitely the under-16s, under-18s, they get worked on the defensive kind of side of the game, and it shows in these matches when they make the step up to the under-23s.
Yeah, another Cresswell tackle. Dispossessed Walker that time as the Borough player comes through the middle again. It's with Burrell, who keeps popping up in random pockets of space, left to right. He's almost now playing as a second striker as Walker tries to turn Casey. Casey tries to stand him up for a second time. Still with Walker. Shot comes in, and he's claiming it took a deflection. And the referee agrees. Corner to Borough.
He had to work his feet so well there, did Ollie Casey. Chopping and turning. So hard as a centre-half is that. You just want to try and put a block in, make a tackle. But when the striker is trying to go one way, go the other, it's important you don't turn your back, and he did there ever so well. And again, that's a lot of hard work that goes on the training ground as defenders. Working your feet, good movement, good footwork. Managed to just get a little nick on it. Now you've got to defend the corner.
The Liddell to take. Good block by Mateus Burgos. It was Burrell with the strike. The play still goes on. Casey's on the floor scrapping away as Gotts gets to it. Gotts is fouled for another time. That's third or fourth now that he's been chopped down, and yellow card comes out. Not sure what Robbie Gotts has done to him.
I think between Robbie Gotts and Jones for Middlesbrough, I feel they've got their own little competition who's going to get the most fouls in the game.
Yeah, good block from Mateus Burgos. Didn't quite see which Borough player was given that card. We'll try and find out and see if that makes an influence in the game. Of course, Leeds lost their Godidrame to a late second yellow on Monday. Hopefully he's back in the fold as soon as possible as Jenkins towards Mateus Burgos. Good work from Jack Jenkins. He's been really tidy today as Burgos gives the ball away. Harrison nips in. Now Jones running at Cresswell. They want to take him down the channel, but Cresswell forces him back. McKinstry, Greenwood. Been one of those games for Greenwood, Ben. We've seen him have a touch, maybe 2 or 3 touches in the box and a couple of shots, but nothing of the volume he had on Monday. So a different lesson for him today.
Yeah, it is, but it's working ever so hard, and that's what you need. If the service isn't quite right into you as a number 9, as a striker, affect the game in other ways, and I think we're seeing that against the first game against Stoke, where no service, but didn't quite get into the game. But the other games, he has got his name on the score sheet. But this just might be an opportunity where you just keep working hard, and due to the fact of that, you might create something out of nothing. So, but we're going to need him to still keep running those channels, dropping in deep, chasing after centre halves, maybe full backs, and then hopefully he can get his chances off back of that.
Yeah, poor pass from Greenwood, and just a little bit sloppy. Did the right thing to come short, but tried a bit of an ambitious pass. Now he's on the attack, trying to put the pressure on, and Leeds forced back into their own half. It's good work from Borough. Gotts comes across. That's a double deflection. Referee says it's gone Borough's way. Burgess nips in, and Leeds benefit from a bit of sloppy play from Borough themselves. So, as I've been saying throughout the game, these two keep cancelling each other out. Some good bits of play, then a bit of sloppiness, and just got maybe perhaps that they're both very similar standard. Only a couple of places separate them in the table. Charlie Allen gets it to Jack Jenkins. Jack Harrison still out there for Leeds, and he comes across to retrieve possession. Harrison unable to play against Manchester City. Cresswell to McKinstry. Our mark is now passed as Cresswell goes for Somerville. Somerville puts his body in the way. It's a cheap free kick to give, though. He's never going to get to that ball. He just, again, it's just a player just trying to show that he's very keen, and in doing so, he gives the visitors a free kick. Quite a hard call for boss Mark Jackson to make, Ben, I guess, because he's looking at his bench. He's got some youngsters out there. He's got Mullen, McMillan and Dean. He changes the game, of course. He adds a fresh set of legs and a bit of more attacking impetus, but defensively could be a player that he's not as switched on. And the draw is not the worst result against an unbeaten team that are so well organised like Borough, but does he go for it with the game, very easily poised and vice versa? And it's a hard call, isn't it? He might have to take another 10 minutes to decide here, Mark Jackson.
Well, there's still plenty of time on the clock, and the good thing as well, there's plenty of quality out on the pitch at the moment. So sometimes, yeah, it's nice to get 2-3 goals early doors and then you can coast to a victory, but there's other ways, other means to win a game of football. Sometimes you've got to win the battle, and there's an old phrase that gets dished around within the game: earn the right. And you have to earn the right for the full duration. It might take the first minute to score a goal, it might take the 91st, you just never know.
Yeah, Harrison looking for Greenwood. Greenwood's going to scrap away. He's onto that left foot as it's across the face. Good save. Down to his left hand side. And Greenwood gets half a chance. That's all he needs, that little bit of space, and you put some good power behind it. It went across goal, Ben. The other day he was in a similar sort of position, and he went for power into the top left. This time he's tried to go low, and I think you've got to praise the keeper.
Yeah, Greenwood did everything right there. To see it across the goalkeeper. Got plenty of power, plenty of pace on the shot, but good position from the goalkeeper, good save.
Yeah, corner to the byline. Leeds concede a corner. Still goalless, listening here on LUTV. Taken short. Little into the box. Casey nods it clear. Robbie Gotts, Jack Harrison, the two furthest forward for Leeds. Cresswell, an important touch. Had a big second half so far, Charlie Cresswell. Good work from Harrison. Des Bogus perhaps could have taken over that. McKinstry does. It's a nice challenge. McKinstry's going to get away with it, I think, but the Borough player was on the floor already. Certainly want to feel the effects of now. Jenkins is tripped by Jones, and that's a frustration tackle from Jones. I think the referee's going to have a word, but you can probably sympathise. Hackney was on the floor before he got booted. Referee's just trying to make it a bit more ebb and flow. Jones certainly not happy with that.
I think the referee did really well there, because initially the Middlesbrough player trying to close down or trying to get away just had a slip, and that's what kind of forced him to clatter into our guy there. So the referee seen that, didn't give a free kick, and then Jones, it was a definite free kick on the back of that.
Yeah, Burger's quite in possession. Casey rescues him and makes sure Leeds can, for now, avert the danger. Somerville's got work to do, as he has to track his runner Kokolo, still with Walker. Gotts all over him, trying to dispossess him. Needs a bit of help, Robbie Gotts, if he can get some from a Leeds teammate. Somerville does that, but now Walker's got the ball back. He goes into Casey. Another great tackle from Leeds. 2 centre-halves in the second half have been brilliant. As Jenkins, Bogus, McKinstry's on his way. Bogus tries to play the pass inside. He's corner for Burrett. Past the hour mark, again a very even game. Burrett not interested in changing their bench. Both managers, perhaps, I think as Ben mentioned a few minutes ago, very confident in their current players that are out on the pitch, they can get the goal. I guess from Leeds' point of view, might want to see just a little more from Somerville. Very tough on his debut to playing against a team like Borough. A bit more involved in the first half. He's been a bit of a passenger on the right wing. Leeds have not really gone down that flank, really, Ben. It's not as if it's solely his fault and just needs to have a bit more confidence to come for the ball. It's a game where, for a winger, this could be quite a tough game for any player. Yeah,
you can get frustrated. I've played plenty of games where you just think, do my teammates not like me? Why are they not playing down my side today? But sometimes you get games of football and halves of football just like that for whatever reason. But that's what I love to see. Somerville do his defensive duties. Mentioned Sam Greenwood earlier about, if the service isn't there, can you affect the game in other ways, where Somerville, as he's just shown, working ever so hard for his team off the ball.
Yeah, first real time he's touched it, and it's to make sure Borough can't make their way into the box. Bogus nearly gets beaten to it by a little. Gabriel stops it going out of play, does he? The answer is no. Corner to come. It is Liddell that's gone across to take this. So Somerville marking just in case there's a short corner. Harrison's come to mark the free space. Charlie Allen to try and stop Jones in that 14 shirt towards the near post. It's flicked away. Here is Somerville. Cushions it to Gotts. Gotts is going to go long. Jack Harrison will chase. It's against Dodds, who's dealt with it. Gotts tries to get the header. Burrell's managed to go past Jenkins. Into the box he comes. Shot comes across the face and it's over. That's another warning sign for Leeds. Been an impressive player, Burrell. But like April once more. When I watch it like April, I'm watching him in fast forward.
He doesn't like the ball in his possession for too long, does he?
Hates it. Just wants to constantly attack.
Like, get this ball away from me. Let the players outfield go produce.
Yeah, made a great save against Sunderland on Monday, so we know he's more than capable. Danny van der Hooijen, another summer recruit, was in the game we've seen against Wolves. He was impressive, so I'm sure we'll see a lot of the pair of them. It's Cresswell. Someone for Leeds perhaps needs to come a little shorter in midfield. Jenkins decides to go over the top. This time it's to Harrison, who can't keep it in. Perhaps Leeds maybe just missing the Gallagher influence, Ben, that he likes to come shorter for the ball and just gives you more of a midfield three rather than currently Charlie Allen just trying to help out Greenwood. And it's not easy, is it? A player that's banging form, and you have to readjust in midfield for him.
That's a good point, and also just the base of the sheer quality Joe Gallagher has as well. In a game like this, you can rely on him.
Yeah, Walker into Kokolo. He's managed to blaze it wide, and Leeds do well, force him as wide as they can. The shot is poor. Yeah, great to see Charlie Allen in this 23s team. Of course, he's a player playing well above his age group, so it's just a big learning curve for him. There's no real sign to turn it on and massively impress. He's going to make mistakes. There's a lot of them that will, with the style of play Leeds like to use. He's certainly impressed in parts, Charlie Allen. He's gone looking for the ball. He's done what he can to try and fill in for Gelhardt as Gotts comes across. Another player that's caught the eye today. That is a attempted crossfield pass looking for McKinstry and Allen. Now Chad Allen is racing back to try and stop Dodds, and him and Cresswell. And that's what I mean about the constant work ethic from Leeds, as Capil fizzes the pass out to Charlie Allen. Might not have seen much of him on the ball in this second half, like Somerville, but if the only point we make for them is that they've had to do the defensive work and done it well, then Mark Jackson will be delighted. He's one of the furthest players forward, Charlie Allen, when Leeds lost that ball.
That's the modern day Leeds United player though, Tom. Got to work ever so hard out of possession.
Yeah, here's the pass from Bogus. He's released Somerville. This is a chance for Leeds as he goes into the box now. Can he cut the pass back? It's a decent ball. There was nobody committing themselves on the edge of the 6-yard box. Somerville somehow managed to get away as Harrison swings in the cross, and it is only going to fall to Mateus Bogus in midfield. He throws himself across the body of Walker. I might give Leeds a lift. Somerville certainly made what was a difficult challenge look quite easy. He had to go round a couple of players. He had to ride the challenge of one. Here he is again. Goes past Burrell towards the far post, looking for McKinstry. Dodds heads it clear, no one following up, and it is now with Jones, and he will beat McKinstry. But two successive crosses will have to break off because Harrison gets the ball back from Jones and headed away. But yeah, Somerville, it's a sign of a confident winger that he's had barely any touches, back-to-back attacks, and creates two great, well, should have been one shooting opportunity with that first cross.
Yeah, it's good. People just couldn't keep up the play with him. I think he was just too quick for his own good. You're looking around trying to get the runners into the box, an area where we're so strong at, as we've seen, especially at the first team level, the amount of bodies that flood the penalty area when we get to that final third. And we've seen it plenty of times with the under-23s as well, but that occasion we just couldn't quite get the numbers in around the box when Somerville broke into it. Unfortunately, just his cross just across the 6-yard box, and just no one there to tap it in. But no, good moment from Somerville, and probably important breakage of players. As you can see, quite a lot of our players come over just to get a little bit of drink, get some of the energy gels on board as well. And it's a nice opportunity just for Mark Jackson just to relay a little message across, saying let's keep it tight. Minimum come away with this with a clean sheet and a point, but keep that clean sheet. I always believe we'll create one big chance in that game, and when that comes on, can we go take it then?
Yeah, so Mark Jackson's giving the instructions. It's Casey, the last one. The rest of his coaching staff doing likewise. It's Cornet that's limping his way to the touchline. He is going to be replaced by Alberto Balde, number 15. So he's running his race as Cornet. Impressive player, so these will be hoping that Middlesbrough's momentum is stopped for a few minutes. Leeds have had to work quite hard as well defensively, Ben, because we've seen Jones, Burrell, Walker, Cornet all swap positions, and with a new man now coming into attack, they've got to readjust. I think they've done really well, especially with Burrell playing a bit more central in this second half. Harrison goes down, he's clipped, referee said advantage, and then he gives the free kick, and then Harrison takes it early, so the referee's not happy with that. So Leeds got no advantage there whatsoever. And the free kick wasn't from there, but he's happy with that. A decent game, the ref though overall. It's been a tough affair to try and control. Plenty of deflections, plenty of strong challenges. A couple of cards to dish out. Scott's to Jenkins, they work the 1-2. Gotts has to be quick and he drags it under the studs to make sure he keeps possession. Cresswell now to Harrison. Harrison with a nutmeg, and he glides past The run of Dodds, it's beautiful from Jack Harrison, it's out to the left from McKinstry, and he's offside. Swall of Jack Harrison's nutmeg, and beautiful turn, goes to waste. Could have been on the high right reel if McKinstry should have stayed on side and created a chance.
Well, obviously
just a memory now.
Yeah, it was obviously with Pablo Hernandez just missing at the moment due to an injury. You need someone to step up and replace the nutmeg king. So that's definitely one to kind of put into that kind of little catalogue of nutmegs we'll see over the course of the season, no doubt.
Yeah, hopefully it continues, and as long as Pablo's fit, I'm sure we'll get nutmegs galore as Jones gives the ball back to Greenwood. Greenwood a little bit slow, but Charlie Allen, it's a beautiful ball to Somerville, who goes down. Referee says it is a free kick, does he? No, he's let the player go, and the linesman on that far touchline was the one he listened to. Somerville certainly got the right side, so I'd like to feel Leeds have got an argument, but the referee all day in his defence, Ben, it's not as if he's just done that now. He has tried to let the game flow. There's a player down here for Borough, so he's going to stop the game, and I think it's Liddell. But naturally, if Somerville's got the right side of the official, I think that's what he wants to have a word with Somerville, that he has been fouled. It's Cocola with the challenge. He's now down in back play, and we're going to get treatment for perhaps 2 Borough players. So we wish them well. We hope they're not forced out of the game. Great ball though from Charlie Allen. Do you think it was a free kick?
Well, I just think from an attacking point of view with Somerville, the defender's on the wrong side of him, and majority of the time when you find the defender wrong side, not goal side of his marker, you do get those free kicks as an attacker. So I fully expect the referee just to give the free kick on the basis of him being out of position. And for Somerville, yeah, you don't have to be strong. You can, as soon as you feel that contact, if you're on the wrong side of your defender, go to ground like he did there. So I think Middlesbrough got away with them there. But no, Charlie Allen, 2 or 3 times now, he's just tried to find that pass and just got it quite wrong. But that was the first time where he's got it right. And it's a sign of good players, like where he hasn't quite come off 2 or 3 occasions, but you're not scared to get on the ball, still doing the right thing, still trying to play the right pass. And for a young lad, yeah, he's played first team football back in his home country, but this is just another step up for him playing against this level of opposition as well. So yeah, it's a good sign that a young player like Charlie Allen still trying to do the right things.
Yeah, Cocola, he's just working with the physio. Limps his way back on. I think the linesman's going to have to tell the ref that he's had treatment, so he can't just line back up in defence, surely.
Has he played hopscotch there?
He doesn't look to be too comfortable, does he, the young man? He's going to have to go to the sideline. He's now waved back on. Perhaps the injuries take a few minutes to run off, and Leeds might try and go down that flank. It's a tactic that's been used for many a year as Casey Zuma tests Burgess, and Burgess will try and go down the right to Somerville, and Cocola is a little bit out of position. He's limping away. I'm sure Cocola would have expected that. He's pretty much shown he's hobbling around at left back, and Leeds have got a pacey winger. Somerville just couldn't keep on side, but if he did, if he had have done, Ben, then Leeds were certainly in.
Yeah, it must have been a tight one as well. But the linesman's in the good position that you can see is there. But yeah, it's good to see as well. Like, if you notice a little weakness in one of the defenders is hobbling around still, go attack him down the side.
Yeah, 12 to go. Leeds told they can't take this too quickly. Cresswell is frustrated, but again, big performance from him second half. I think it's the change that they'll need to make. He's gone down again, and not nice to see. I hope it's nothing too severe for him. He's had a good game out there. There's been some great battles from both sets of players. Somerville against Cocola, Dodds against Harrison, Liddell in the middle of midfield against Jenkins, and that incident from Cocola, he's can put less weight on it than before, so off he goes. I don't think we're going to be seeing him again. We are going to see the change, which is Tyler Williams out to the left-hand side. It's just a change. He's gone to centre half, and someone else has filled in at left back, or it could be a change in formation for Borough. So a big 11 minutes spent. A couple of injuries today for both teams that might decide this game.
Yeah, it might do, and especially from Somerville's point of view. You mentioned Kokolo. I agree. I thought he's had a decent game. Strong is quick. But now with a makeshift left back dropping in there, you think Somerville, final 10 minutes or so, give him the ball, let him run at him.
They've gone down the right now a couple of times in a row, but the ball's now gone out of play, and Gotts is the man that couldn't keep it in. If you're just joining us on LUTV, a couple of chances each. Burrell and Jones in the first half for Borough. Matthias Bergerson, Greenwood for Leeds, and in the second half Greenwood's been denied just past the hour mark, and a good save from Solbrin. And now Burrell into the box. Borough come, a cut back, Leeds has to get across. Walker, great save from Capriel. Can he get up again? It takes another deflection off the post. It will be a corner. Leeds, I don't know too much about that. Elijah Capriel just benefiting from the fact that the deflection went towards him, left palm, and then he's got up in a flash to deny them. And the number 15 coming on, which is Alberto Balde. Bit of a nuisance. Leeds' goal for now remains intact. Their clean sheet is still going as the ball comes into the near post. Walker and Matthias Bogus. Greenwood's beaten. Low and hard takes a deflection off Greenwood. It'll be another corner, Ben.
Yeah, got real digging now. Heart in the mouth kind of moments there. To be honest, Balde's got to stick the ball in the back of the net, but a little deflection, good save, help with the post, managed to keep the ball out. And sometimes that's what you got to do, just absolutely grind it out, just trying to keep the ball out in whatever way possible. But the danger's not over by any stretch for this corner still to be taken.
Yeah, no nonsense from the referee. He doesn't want anybody pushing and shoving. That was Cresswell and Casey that he's told off, as well as the two Borough players towards the near post. Casey heads it up and away the wrong way. It will be a corner. 12, Tyler Williams, the new man on for Borough. He's a tall player. It's Cresswell that's volunteered to mark him. Charlie Allen on the edge of the box watching Jack Robinson. Harrison as well in there. Liddell with the corner. Headed away by Cresswell, a free header. Now Leeds with a potential counter-attack as Jack Harrison flicks it over the head of Jones. He's got Somerville inside of him, and Jones gets to the ball. And now Leeds on the back foot as Greenwood races back. Jones coming in towards the penalty area. Greenwood goes in, and the referee has a decision to make. And he's just said it's outside the box. Alongside me, Ben Parker started to get more and more nervous then as that attack folded, because you could see what was coming. And Greenwood gets a card. I
could see it a mile off, just a typical striker working ever so hard for his team to try and get back. And you could see his approach in the box. He's thinking, don't dive in as he enters the 18-yard box end. The referee, good position. Give a brave decision as well, because it could have gone the other way quite easily, but just the first contact just outside. Like I say, you always get a bit nervous when you see your strikers running back to make the challenges. Great work ethic, don't get me wrong, but very, very dangerous. They don't know when to put the brakes on like us defenders.
Is that what it is, Ben? I'll try and tell us the free kick's taken. Walker has missed it. Leeds will benefit from that. That was a dangerous position, and Liddell swung the ball in. It's just going to go over the top, and felt like a frustration kick from him when he was so annoyed at the fact that Walker had totally missed it. Can you not go do some work with Sam Greenwood up at TA? Just let him know when to commit, when to not.
Well, the one thing that Sam Greenwood can still do and I can't is basically run. So
no, never mind.
I'm not in the best qualified position for that right now.
Harrison out towards Somerville. That's a weak pass. He's just going to be crept in. He has. Good work from the new man making his debut today. Over the top, Greenwood will come across. Sykes wins it. Charlie Allen can't bring it under control. I do get the feel that Leeds perhaps have got another chance in this. It's a frantic game, and either team could go and get another goal. Or the first goal, should I say, as Harrison goes crossfield for Somerville. He apologises, as straight away they've got defensive work to do. The ball has not gone out. It was just the Middlesbrough players gave up on it on McKinstry. It's a great dummy. He's given himself a bit of space as Dodd slips. Stuart McKinstry's pass to Charlie Allen is not the best, but it's gone to Greenwood. Still a good ball from McKinstry. Greenwood's pass is weighted well for Somerville. Now can somebody get into that 6-yard box? Somerville swings it in. It's towards Charlie Allen. Heads towards goal. Just can't generate the power needed. But a great attack from Leeds and promising play from Charlie Allen, who just didn't have long enough legs to get to the original pass, but gets himself in the mixer, Ben.
It started with McKinstry on this left-hand side. A little dummy, a little bit of quality as well with his little pass just to release Charlie Allen in midfield to start with. And the pleasing thing there, approaching the last 5 minutes of the match, getting bodies into the box. Said it previously with Somerville on the ball, didn't quite manage to get the bodies committing in the final third, but we did on that occasion. Unfortunately, just too much to do with the header, did Charlie. Did well to go on target, but no, I'm with you, Tom. I think there's definitely one big chance left in this game for us.
Yeah, Jenkins has been really good in the ball in the second half. Oh, what a ball to Greenwood. Greenwood, can he finish?
Yes.
It's hit the post and it's gone in. It's the back of the net from Sam Greenwood, and he's got another one. Beautiful goal. What a pass from Jenkins. And after scoring a hat-trick on Monday, Sam Greenwood's best chance of the match has been dispatched. Leeds lead by a single goal to nil. What a move.
We just spoke about one big chance, and there it was. You mentioned Jack Jenkins, straight away in midfield, just the pass, just to dissect that defence. And you're always confident with Sam Green. Some players, you're not so much, but with that man, yes, he's in a hot streak of form at the moment, but great time to score the goal. Great finish, never in doubt. Big 4 minutes now, big 3 points if we hold on this.
Yes, and he put some power behind that, and it hit the back of that post at the back of the net and bounced clear, and a little celebration to the cameraman behind the goal. And Somerville on the high five of Sam Greenwood, but you put him one-on-one. I think even Charlie Allen, Ben, was just alongside him if he wanted to pass, but he isn't going to pass. Any number 9 is going to go for goal, and a number 9 that's got 4 goals in 5 days certainly deserves that opportunity. But a great run from Charlie Allen all the same. What a win this would be for Leeds if they can hold on, as Casey gets caught in possession, tries to do a trick to get out there, but does well to hook his leg through and pretty much make amends for a bit of ambitious play. A few nervous moments. Borough, I'm sure, are going to pile the pressure on. Into the box it comes. Cresswell clears. This is a big opportunity, Ben, to see what the defence has got about them. Can they keep that clean sheet? And what a big one it would be. Couldn't do it on Monday. Big opportunity instead now.
Massive opportunity, but it's game management. That's what you've got to see out at the moment.
Yeah, Walker's shot comes in, another important block. This time it's Casey. We've seen so many. Out comes Elia Capril. Great hands. Great hands. And even when Leeds are trying to kill the game off, he still goes in with the attack, and he wants a second goal as Greenwood just can't get to it. But when the keeper comes, all you need him to do is make sure he kills any threat of an attack, and showed a really confident play like April, and make sure Leeds, for the time being, still a goal to the good. Harrison to Greenwood, who stayed on side. Greenwood back to Harrison. Harrison's got Charlie Allen in the box. Allen doesn't try and go with a risky shot and keeps the ball in Leeds' grasp. 5 goals for Sam Greenwood in as many as 3 matches. A man in red hot form. The second half performance, Ben, of Jack Jenkins has been one of the best I've seen him in a Leeds shirt. He racks up the assists so far as well as McKinstry. Leeds keeping possession at the right end of the pitch. That's a free kick from Jones, who's shown some good reflexes today to nip away from a few players. He wins the free kick, and a couple of minutes to go. Solbrin, the Borough keeper, urging his teammates forward. He's obviously not happy at the response he's been given. Greenwood again, it's unorthodox, it's scrappy, but he's still trying to force the attack for Leeds. As here is Charlie Allen. Can Leeds kill the game and get a second? They're certainly trying to do so. Charlie Allen to McKinstry. McKinstry's back here. Allen has stopped his run. It wastes a few more precious seconds. 30 seconds to go. Of course, we hope Leeds can hang on. Ben, have you got a man of the match today?
I think it's been very difficult to kind of pick one. It's just been a big collective effort. But the match winner, by the looks of it, you have to give it him. They always get that as well, don't the strikers? Match winner pick up their MOM as well.
Yeah, here comes Somerville into the box. That's another good cross from Somerville. He wanted a committed runner. That's the second time today he's put the ball on a plate. And Greenwood, you can't criticise his striking play. He just perhaps needs another teammate to help him out, as Cresswell's got to come across and does so, and he wins a free kick, Charlie Cresswell, and he stops Jones. And just as that move panned out, it looked like Jones was going to get the right side of him. And Cresswell's done the right thing, puts his body across, makes sure he draws the foul. Yeah, Sam Greenwood. Early days, of course, we've seen a number of Leeds players in the final third impress. We've seen Joe Gallagher, we've seen Ryan Edmondson, we've seen Kun Mahai over the last couple of years. They were scoring goals for fun. I think the most important thing for me is it's probably only his third or his fourth shot. It's not as if he's racking up the chances better than missing them. The clinical play he's got that has certainly caught the eye.
I think we said on Monday as well, his goal scoring record for England youth teams is absolutely phenomenal. So you know he's clinical. Give him a chance, he will put it away. But I just love his all-round play. His real team. He's a team player, puts the hard work in, and sometimes that's all you need as a forward player. If you work hard, you get that little bit of chance, that bit of luck in the final third, and then when the ball does break to you, then it's down to your quality. Can you finish it off? And well, he's had some weeks so far.
He certainly has. Now Leeds have got to get across. Gotts and Jenkins were trying to man mark, and Gotts comes across to Walker into a minute and a half of stoppage time. Ball into the middle. He's with Hackney. Charlie Allen. There's Bogus, and Leeds have forced the error now. Somerville will go down the right, but Greenwood's over the top from Bogus. He just can't bring it under control, Sam Greenwood. He will try and wrestle Sykes away from it, though. That's good from Casey and Caprill. We like Caprill can take his time.
Not for too long, though.
Here's Robbie Gotts. Somerville's been manhandled there. The referee spotted it, and that'll be fantastic news for Mark Jackson. They get a little bit closer to what would be a successive win. Take them to 7 points for the season. Started with a defeat against Stoke, draw with Wolves, wins over Sunderland and Middlesbrough. If the next few minutes tick by and Leeds can avoid conceding. Somerville's touch is heavy. It just looks like a player that's given his all. A bit of a shove as well to knock him off balance. Jenkins with the interception. Ball comes in, it's Harrison. So we're playing at left back, furthest man at the near post. Leeds out muscled there as Hackney gets the ball forward. Leeds just going to try and keep their shape as Liddell swings the ball into the far post, and out comes Elijah Caprill, and that's good game management from him. And it appears that Leeds have managed to hang on for that 1-0 success. A huge win for Leeds' 23s, and it is Sam Greenwood again that gets the winning goal late into the game, 86 minutes, and Leeds beat Middlesbrough by a single goal to nil. Thanks once again to listening in to LUTV.